Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today I finally have a pistol build for you guys. I've been working on this on and off ever since the update. I've had tons of fun with it. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the build here. Now, these are my perk stats here, just in case you want to get started here and go right into it. Gonna show the perk cards here. I do want to say I know people love gun fu. You could definitely throw it on this build. You could easily, switch out something and throw it on. It's just not my thing, so I didn't really use it for this video, but yes, it's another great perk you could throw on as well, so I'm just throwing that out there. These are my legendary perk cards, and I did include a beginner build. Now, don't expect to get the same results that you may see later on in the video because this is a beginner build, but although this build will work very good, and this is what you probably want to start with if you want to work towards this build. This is the armor that I was using. You don't need unyielding. I would actually recommend, because this is a full health build, I would recommend overeaters, but I like to go low health sometimes, and I kind of get away without dying without using overeaters, so I just leave unyielding on my armor. But yes, everything else I would suggest, except the unyielding, I would definitely go for the first star to be overeaters on your armor. And let's get into the mutations that I'm using, which are Adrenal Reaction Serum for when I want to go low health. You don't need that. Eagle Eyes, definitely I would have that. Egghead, Healing Factor, Herbivore, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, Scaly Skin, Speed Demon. These are all the mutations that I am using for this build. Can you use Power Armor with this build? Definitely. I would encourage using Power Armor with this build. And I will show you all the power armor pieces that I am using. I do recommend the Union. Again, Overeaters is probably the best first star effect. Arms Keeper is another great perk to have on your armor, but it's easier said than done to get this stuff on here. I do suggest under Strength, if you can't get that Arms Keeper, there is a perk under Strength called Arms Keeper that you could put on that will lower the weight of your weapons. I recommend that as well, just maybe to switch out. Now let's get into what this build can do. Now, starting with the Enclave Plasma Pistol, easier said than done to get your hands on one of these, but if you can, probably one of the better pistols to use with this build. You can see I'm just annihilating Scorch Beasts with it, no problem in the VATS. And it's just very, I don't know how to describe it. It's very pleasing to use this weapon. It just cuts through stuff like butter. Again, probably one of the more powerful pistols that you would use with this build. Again, you're not going to get like auto axe, damage or anything like that, but still pretty impressive, considering what pistols used to be. Just don't expect, tear through a Mirelurk Queen or anything like that, but it will get the job done. Another weapon that I really liked using was the 10mm pistol. I did have the Furious effect on here, or Onslaught, or whatever you want to call it, which does work fantastic, but if you're just killing general mobs with this weapon, which I would assume you probably are, I would lean towards the quad effect. I tried both of these effects on this weapon, and I just had so much more fun with the quad effect. It just, I don't know, DPS, man, I guess. It just, over time, it adds up, right? I just felt like I was taking out a lot more enemies a lot more faster, if that makes sense. And yeah, like just for general mobs, like look what I do to the mole miners here at Welsh here. It's just destroys them, like all dead, no problem. Awesome. Finally, pistols getting, what they deserve here, guys. The Alien Blaster, probably one of the more powerful weapons that you could use too with this build. It'll get the job done, pretty much kill anything you need it to. Again, I wouldn't go fighting Earl solo with it, but general mobs, like it's just a couple of clicks, and it's almost like homing missiles with this thing. Another weapon that is extremely satisfying to use. I would say this was probably my second favorite weapon to use with this build. Again, as it's just a pleasure to use this weapon, and the DPS on it is more than enough. Like, even for behemoths or mirelurk queens, you'll have no problem taking them out. Now, my favorite weapon with this build is probably the gamma gun. This thing is an absolute beast. I swear to God, if you try this build and get a gamma gun going similar to what I have, you will be more than impressed with this. Like, it just pretty much destroys everything. Like, not just general mobs like Scorch Beasts, Behemoths, Mirelurk Queens. It is just gonna run right through them. It glitches out sometimes, but I only noticed that on the first day of the update. It seems to be working a little bit better now. And yeah, even general mobs, like just out front of West Tech here, it's just... man, with a quad, you just run through these guys so fast. It's absolutely hilarious. Another good thing about being a full health build, too, you don't really have to worry too much about getting a lot of rads from using this thing. If you were a low health doing this, this might not work as well, although you would probably have tons of power. I did want to mention the Circuit Breaker. Probably one of my more least favorite ones, but I would say probably because of the damage it does, it's nothing impressive, but I have to say it is satisfying to use this weapon. So I do recommend giving it a try if you do have it. I know it was on a previous scoreboard, so I'm not 100% sure how to get it now if you didn't get it off the scoreboard. Let us know in the comments if you can, and yeah, give it a try, everybody. It was still a lot of fun. And just to show you the exact weapons that I was using in this video, just in case you want to get some of the similar results. The Alien Blaster was great. The Enclave Plasma Pistol, definitely one of the better weapons. The Circuit Breaker, although it does lack damage, was very fun to use shooting regular mobs. The Gamma Gun, the absolute beast of this build. I'm telling you, you will love this thing. It absolutely destroys everything. And maybe even, I don't know, this might even be my overall favorite. I have to say, the quad, just regular 10mm auto pistol, was just a ton of fun using it. Now, can you use this build in a raid? Yes, you could definitely use this build in a raid. I would recommend being in a power armor. I know some of you guys are crazy and you might be able to get away with not being in one, but yes, you could do raids. Just don't expect to do amazing damage against the snake at the end like a Gatling plasma, right? But other than that, very good for raids. And I can't say enough how much I recommend Company T, especially with this build. It will refill your AP so fast when using VATS. And you can get this machine from Crater. You just go inside and you go talk to the robot. I think his name is Mortimer here. And he should have the Company T machine for 1,250 gold bullion. You do have to have, I'm not sure what your rep is, but it's not max rep. So let me know in the comments if you know the exact rep you have to purchase this. And yes, everybody, that's the pistol build. We'll see if I can make an even better version of this in the future. This is still kind of a bit of a trial and error thing, but I know you will love this build if you try it. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching.